Mic check. Anybody hear me out there? Test 1, 2. Anyway. Sorry if I broke in on some shmoo jamming there. Hopefully this isn't too boring. If it gets old and dumb, we'll cut it short. So we can call an ambulance if it goes wrong. Yeah. If you see lots of flame, then the stream goes dead. Yeah, feel free to call 911 or 999, whichever country you happen to be in. So I'm a total noob at soldering and most electronics, but I'm just finishing up the power supply run for this case that I'm building. Mostly bought kit form stuff, but still requires me to put the wires between the bits. So I'm going to start with the ground over here. Does this work? Can you see my fingers? Yeah. So this is the back of the power switch and the power where you plug the power cord in on this side. And then we need to take some power over to here. And then from this is a 2 amp power supply, I believe. And it'll supply plus and minus 12 and 5 to this rail. So that's my goal this afternoon. Let's see how far we can get. I'm going to start with ground. You guys hear me okay? I don't know. OBS is showing my mic levels is okay, but I don't know how that translates out to the rest of the world. And of course, I installed the switch in the opposite orientation of what they're showing in the diagram, so I sort of have to keep track of not doing it backwards or upside down, as the case may be. So, ground is the very top on the diagram, so very bottom down here. I'll loop it through. And this wire is way thicker than it needs to be, but it's what I have. And I figure more ground is better ground. Is that true? Or at least more ground isn't bad ground. Now if I can just get my fingers down in there. Tricky bits. There we go. Okay, crimped on. And I'm just going to sort of take a path over to the power supply. See if we can make that work. Yeah. Make these corners a bit sharper if I can. Hopefully this doesn't wiggle around too much once it's installed. We'll snip it about there. Yeah, I have no idea if this PSU is any good. This came from a place called Modular Synth Lab. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, Modular Synth Lab. I bought this sort of in almost finished state, just since it was my first build and I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't get too complicated with it. But I also found this same power supply on Amazon, so if I ever wanted to, if I liked it, I can go back and buy it directly if I wanted to. Throw on some heat shrink to cover up the connectors later. Not that I'm worried about covering the connector on ground, but it's for anything, just holding it on, giving it a little stability.
Dogs are both outside, they're freaking disgusting.
Okay, I'm live streaming. Hi. Say hi to the world, my daughter and My daughter and her friend just got home from the woods, so they'll probably make lots of noise. Insert this into peg A into slot B. Tighten screw. I got this set of screwdrivers for Christmas last year, and I always sort of thought that screwdrivers were screwdrivers, but this is a Wera, and it's actually quite nice because it has a little grippy tip on it. Yes, that is a non-insulated cord for ground. So if something is shorting out, don't lick it. All right, there's ground. Ta-da! I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see it on the camera. The camera pointed inside the box is shitty at best, so sorry about that. Okay, let's do some of the small wires. Neutral, which on my little diagram is blue, which I think is going to be black in my world. Hi.
Say hi.
You want to come say hi?
I was gonna come read if you all was watching.
Oh, okay.
Say hi to the world.
Yeah, so there's the YouTube world down there, and I'm pointing at this.
Hi world. Hello.
That's my daughter Rowan and her friend Sabina, and they just got back from being dirty in the woods.
Woohoo! The dogs are disgusting.
Yeah. So let's see. Blue. Wait, how does this work? Goes to. All right. Oh, I forgot my strippers. Let's see if I can do this without them.
I can't tell.
What are you doing?
I wanted to go through the chats and how many people were watching.
Oh, not many, because I just started.
Well, I don't really care. I was curious.
Okay. Let's see. That will go there. I believe. Let's double check. Yes. Goes to the smaller one.
It's weird to see the echo of your videos.
Yeah, it is, huh?
Because, like, that's what they're actually saying. Mm-hmm. It's delayed, like, 7 seconds. 5 seconds, 7 seconds.
Where did I put my pliers? That goes.
Oh, that's mine. Okay.
Slot. Come on, get in there.
Joy.
Just like-
There's ones I never use, though, so it's okay. Okay, I'm moving along now. Have fun with your live stream.
Okay.
Bye, world.
Have fun storming the castle.
Bye, world.
There. Okay. Pinch that on. Pinch that on. All right. Grab myself some heat shrink, heat tubing. There's the other end. Yeah, you are watching me being curious, or watching them being curious. Okay, slide that on for later. Probably should have stripped the other end of this before I put it on. Interestingly, the diagram I have is not 100% like the switch I have in my hand, because let's see if I can, this little You can't see my mouse. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, this little bus bar here on the picture corresponds to the wider connectors down here. And on mine, the bus bar is right above the smaller connectors. So I don't know which one I'm supposed to be connecting it up to. I suspect it will only make a difference in which way the switch is toggled when this thing is turned on or off. Hopefully I get it right. Strip some insulation off of this guy. So that goes to the closest one, so it'll be there. Oop. More insulation first. Now getting this through here might be extra tricky. We'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky. Of course, this is already harder than I thought it was going to be. So. I feel like I want some music. Let's see if we can make that a little more comfortable. This light is painfully bright. I don't know how I'm going to get that wire through that hole. Might just have chosen too large of a wire. Let's remove a little of this material. I think I'm supposed to be talking about like every single thing I'm doing so that the stream doesn't get super boring, but I don't really know how to do that. It feels weird. I feel like I'm talking to myself, kind of, and it's an odd, not a natural feeling for me. I suppose if you're a regular streamer whose components include talking to your audience a lot, it becomes more natural. But for me, this is a weird sensation. Even having the cameras on my face while I'm patching feels weird, but I find that, at least for me, I'm much more apt to watch a stream if I can see who's streaming, so I try to leave it on just for that purpose, I guess. Alright, I've removed a little bit of that material, so hopefully I can get it to go through that hole. Put a little crook in it so I can get it around the corner. This is where I need one of those like super close in cams so you can see how I'm fumbling around here. Stream, where did I put my glasses? I can't see a damn thing. All right. I guess we're going blind. Okay, fine. I've been ignoring the signs that I needed glasses for years. We can do it for one more day. All right, that's on. It's not super pretty. It's on. I can get some heat shrink on it. All right, there's ground all wired up. I'm gonna save the soldering till the end, just so I can undo things if I make mistakes as I go. Because I'll probably make mistakes as I go. Okay, that was the blue wire on the diagram N. Now let's do the red wire on the diagram labeled L. Get some as you can see, I've lost my wire strippers, so we're doing it old-fashioned, just cutting the insulation and pulling it off. Hopefully not screwing it up too bad in the meantime. Come on, get over there. There we go. I'll remove some of this material in the beginning because I know that was very difficult to get through. Hopefully I didn't just dump a bunch of copper wires into my power supply. Okay, note to self, don't do that. Cut that outside of the box. There, that. Start with the harder side first this time. All right, that was much easier. Then go here, go there. Rabbit goes around the tree, through the hole, down the hole, around the tree again. I don't know. I forget how that goes. Forgot my heat shrink. Okay, back off it comes. And if anybody is waiting to stream music, please feel free to interrupt this show. I'm only here because I was planning on doing it anyway, and nobody was on stream, so don't feel like you need to not stream music because everybody likes that the best. At least I do. I like that the best. All right. I don't even know where I got these little pliers from. I think I came with some part of electronic. Oh, I remember. I remember now. They came with my soldering iron, which, in typical me fashion, I started reading up on soldering irons, and I probably could get away with a Super El Cheapo since I do this so infrequently. But I hate buying cheap tools and struggling with them, so I bought a fairly nice soldering iron, or soldering station, I guess, because it also has a heat, what do they call that? SMD rework hot airflow thing, which I haven't used for anything except for shrinking heat tube so far. But it came with a bunch of accessories like these little pair of pliers and clips and stuff like that, which is nice, but whatever. Certainly, I generally find that when they throw in freebies, it's because they're junk, but these are working just fine. Need 4 hands and an extra set of eyeballs, or at least a set that aren't getting so damn old. I guess I'm lucky this far. I've managed to not need any glasses till now, but now I just have the "you're getting old" eyes. I'm gonna clip that off. Couple little fray wires didn't quite make it through. I'm probably the last person on the planet to find this tool, flush cutters, but like the very first time I picked them up, I was like, oh, where have you been my entire life? Just so nice for clipping little wires and making things tidy and nice. If you don't have a set and do this kind of work, I highly recommend it. Okay, so there's ground here. I assume that the N and the L mean on this diagram mean neutral and load. Showing my electronics ignorance. Funny considering I wired my whole house last time we built a house. House wiring isn't particularly complicated. Now we go from the other side to L. So L goes to L and N goes to N. What do you know? I think I can do that. And I even have some fancy colors which look terrible on that screen, but I splurged and got the silicone coated wires, like they're, what do they call these? Electrical wire kit, anyway, but they're nice because they're easy to strip with your thumbnail, and the soldering iron won't melt the insulation. Anyway, caffeine break. Let's choose blue because it's blue on the diagram. I don't think the electrons care, but we will do it. Actually, I'm going to attempt to twist these together. Do I have yellow? Oh, I do have yellow. So I'm going to do both at once, and hopefully that's not a mistake. But oh, this one's tangled up. Kind of weird colors though. They're like pastel for some reason. But again, I guess the electrons don't care. Let's see if I can do this. Probably a better way to do this, but it's the way that my brain is telling me that is the way to do it right now. Sorry. Apparently when I mumble to myself when I get quiet. Shh. Usually I talk to myself when something's going terribly wrong and I'm pissed, calling myself names. But so far so good. We haven't let out any blue smoke yet. Of course I haven't plugged it in yet, so there's still time. I think what I'll do is I'll get this part wired up and then we'll plug it in just to make sure something isn't going to fry and I only take out half of my components instead of all of them at once. Since this is not my usual territory. As you've seen my streams, so far all of my wires have been 100% virtual, so clip that out there-ish. This is where I like this stuff is a thumbnail is good enough as a stripper. Clip these even. This I'm gonna pull off a little more so I can double up on the screw terminals. Blue wire, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Wait, no, the red one. Alright, get some heat tubing. This tubing is kind of too big for the project I'm working on here, but we will make it do, hopefully. Hopefully it'll shrink enough that it'll actually tighten up. Let's see, red. So brown on my box corresponds to, no, brown on the diagram corresponds to black on my wires. So in this case, black is going to, wait, come on brain, we can do this. Brown, brown, brown. All right, let's forget that. Let's go blue. Blue is red. Blue is red. Blue is red. Okay, blue is red. Sort of secretly wonder if you're all looking at this going, oh, he's screwing that up. That's gonna fry everything. Well, we'll see. You could be right. We shall see. And when you wake up ready to say, I'm going to start a happy new day. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. I'll be back when the day is through. Don't remember the words anymore, do you? You'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too. There's my Mr. Rogers rendition for you. Next up is the Bob Ross theme song. I'm just kidding, I won't do that to you. I've been wanting to learn This Old House theme song though, since the only instrument I really play is clarinet, and that's the sort of the quintessential old-timey clarinet song, at least as far as I know. But I have yet to sit down and attempt that. Where's the camera? Show you what I got so far. Let's see if we can zoom in on this and not make it too stupid. Can we focus? I can't focus. Anyway, there's that side, and we're going over to these screwed post terminals. Shouldn't be too bad. Make everybody motion sick. I've made this way too long. That's okay. Let's call it about there. Ooh, like almost twice, or over 2 times as long as I needed it to be. My estimating skills are poor at best, let's say. Especially at work when I think, oh, this project will take 5 minutes to do. Invariably is much, much longer. Let's see, L is brown, N is blue, kind of referencing things on blue, since there's no color translation there. And I find my nice screwdriver I put here. N is blue, yes. Tighten that down. And through my massive brain deduction skills, I will say that yellow is L. Wait. Blue is N. Blue is N. Yes. So I can talk myself out of a right answer almost every time. There's that. There's that. We can sort of tidy up the routing of this guy. Make it, I don't know how we want to go with that. Something like this. Make it look sort of fluid. There. I might get those cable tie sticky on things just to cable tie those down if they feel too flappy, but so far they feel okay. Alright, now do we break out the solder? You can see what I would do real poorly. But luckily there's not. This is purely a voltage connection. There's not much subtlety here. Hi, Schmooster. Yeah, attempting a case build. This is sort of, I drilled all the holes last night and mounted this power bus and the power supply and the rocker switch. Yeah, and then once I'm convinced that this works, then it's putting the rails in, which is super easy because it's sort of a pre-built kit, and so it's just sort of slide them in, and I've already pre-drilled the holes and screw it in, and then I think I'm done. And then I just need to get to work on actually getting some some modules that make noise. All right, turn on my soldering station. I'm gonna take you for a flight here. It's one of that thing. You can see it heating up, 350, 400, etc., and then it comes down to your typical sort of soldering doohickey, soldering iron. And I have the El Cheapo Radio Shack solder, which I hear, if you actually get deep into this project, that there are better products out there. But again, this is suspect this will be just fine. That wire is freaking ugly. 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 We're going to have to cover that up with lots of heat shrink. No one will know. Except for when you broadcast it on the internet. Alright. Let's see. I am right-handed. Very right-handed. So that's going to come from over there. From over here. Is it hot? Oop. Yep, it's hot. Oof. Don't have quite enough cord to get where I'm trying to go. One. Two. Get this heat shrink out of the way. Oh no, I think I already, I think I shrunk it on accident because I got the soldering tip too close. Danger, Will Robinson. Okay. Release a little pressure on that. This is why sometimes it pays to buy pre-built stuff by people who know what they're doing. But that's okay. This is fun. And I'm learning. Lots of learning. Sometimes too much learning. Sometimes I'd like to be in the knowing category. I find that I'm not a traditional learner though. Like, I was not good at school. And it wasn't, I don't feel it was because I didn't have a brain. It was just sit in a classroom and learn these facts because we told you so was very difficult for me. I'm more of a, I want to do this thing and I don't know how to do it. Therefore, I will spend stupid amounts of time and energy learning to do the thing. And then the other part of my personality says, okay, now that's boring and go do something else. So, never really get like expert at anything. All skills are applicable in all fields. Yeah, that's true. I don't think that's, I mean, there's been, yeah, for sure, numerous times at work, you know, I'm an IT manager. You don't have to solder very often, but occasionally it's handy when something is not working and you want to make it work and don't want to wait for somebody to come make it work for you. Okay, that's good enough. Get it out of the way. Get that heat shrink down on there. Okay. Now we will solder the other side of these connections. Soldering iron, check. Solder, check. Get that down in there. Okay, that looked okay. Oh yeah, I need to learn to put that soldering iron down. I have a tendency to like forget to put it down, keep working, and invariably it touches something that it shouldn't touch, especially like parts of my body. And I'm not into it. Not my thing. Come on, heat shrink, get down on that. You know you wanna. There we go. Okay, there's that one. I don't, how the hell am I gonna get in here for this last black wire? We'll see. Bad connection? More solder. More solder. What could possibly go wrong? I'm always embarrassed when my dad comes over and he's like, so what are you working on? Because he's, you know, we have similar sort of like electronics and that kind of hobby stuff. But I always loathe to show him anything that I've soldered because he spent, well, he's an electrical engineer for one, but he spent a ton of time soldering circuit boards for Precor, the exercise equipment company. And then he moved on to Aerojet. So he was actually soldering things like control boards for rocket boosters that are now on Mars. So, needless to say, he really knows what he's doing with a soldering iron, and I am a neophyte at best. But he's also a kind guy, so he doesn't. If he's judging, he's doing it silently. I need to move this light. Can't see a thing. Come on. Oh, that doesn't work. There. How's that? Better? That's okay. Okay. Come on, get on there. I don't know. Maybe this heat shrink I gave was a bad plan. Now that it's down here, I'm having a heck of a time getting it to go over these posts. Needed one size bigger, maybe. Okay. Oh, that's super ugly. So anyway, though, he's a nerd at heart, like I am. So even though he doesn't play music, when I was showing him the modular synthesizer stuff, he was pretty enthralled with that. And he's a big music. I mean, he doesn't play music, but he's really into music. So he was immediately knew where we were at. Because you started talking about Moog and Buchla and all those guys. Because, you know, he was into music in the 60s and 70s. And my wire came off. Ooh. Okay, well, it just flew back on. Yeah, okay. All right, let's get these soldered on, and then I think I might call it a stream. I don't know. Maybe we'll get these soldered on and plug it in. That'll be the fireworks part of the show. maybe things will blow up and we can all have a good laugh. I feel like I should have some music playing here. Should have left the Schmooster hold music going at the same time somehow, so we could have some background audio and not just me breathing heavy. Get in there. Hey, looks like they stuck. Yay. Okay. See if we can get these oversized heat shrink tubes on there. Heat shrink tube 1, heat shrink tube 2. All right. So my only question is did I get the switch right? Oh look, I dripped some solder in the bottom of my modular box. Oh boo. Maybe we'll leave that as decoration. I don't know if can you see that? No. Custom solder splat by Sh0ckValue. Turn off my soldering iron. Hello, son. Want to come be on my stream? Sure. Sure, come say hello.
Hi.
You're right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So let me flip it over so you can see the other side of it. So this power switch is here, and then the big red and black wire carries all the juice, all the electrons, and then it goes via the yellow and blue over to the power supply, and then once we hit the power supply we go to this power bus, and all these will have power on them, and that way when you plug in your synthesizer modules you can plug them in, and away we go.
That makes sense.
And then music happens. Okay. So I'm going to set this here. Hi everybody. Solder splats are best. Yeah. I love it. I don't know. In the diagram it shows that the way I put it in is upside down, but you know, the way you're looking at it on stream now is how I really prefer it. For some reason, the middle ground one always feels like it should be on the bottom. So that's the way I did it. Now I'm looking for my power cord. Please hold. Oh, there it is. Okay. We'll do a 3, 2, 1. See if the magic blue smoke comes out. We are in the off position, I hope, if I didn't wire it backwards. That goes there. And of course my plug doesn't reach. Boo! All right, we'll go behind the desk. All right, going under the desk, plugging it in. Somebody call 911 if everything catches on fire. Nothing's on fire. Okay. Now the next step, I guess, is we Maybe I'll turn it. Can I turn it around? Get this stupid thing out of the way. Moment of truth. Here we go. Power switch. No smoke. Okay. Give me 5 seconds. Gonna go grab my voltometer. Yeah. 5 minutes. Go say hi.
Go say hi.
Keep my guests entertained.
Okay. I'm really short behind that. Okay. I was told to come be entertaining. I have no clue what to do or where to look. I'll look you dead in the eyes. That's pretty much it. There's my mom, and he's coming back. So I will leave now.
I thank you.
Who are you talking to? The world.
The world.
I don't know. Dad told me to entertain some random people that were standing like this.
Oh, this is. All right. Got my voltometer.
Yeah, it's still.
Let's see what happens. Auto AC. Yeah, it should be 120 volts. Let's hit that switch.
Are you just streaming to whomever?
Yeah, and now we have
Struggling so hard to do that.
and now we have 0 volts. Hey, I did it. We did it. Team, go team. My wife is just out of frame, scoffing at me currently. Hi, honey. But I put in the power supply and it works.
This is not the same height as you.
I know. You're super impressed. She's super impressed, everybody. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm going to take a break, make some dinner, do some, I don't know, not this, and give up some bandwidth for everybody. So, thanks for hanging with my amateur DIY stream. Hopefully it wasn't super boring. And I'll have hopefully have some picks up later and then some music beyond that. I'll see you guys later.